Hello and welcome to my robot structural analysis tutorial. In today's tutorial, I will show you how to design a reinforced concrete column in robot structural analysis. So by the end of this tutorial, you will be able to have these column results over here, which is essentially your interaction diagram. And this will be what you can see after you've successfully modeled the structural column in robot structural analysis. And finally, you'll have a notes tab over here with all the basic calculations you'd expect for reinforced concrete columns. So without further ado, let's get started. So I've closed that previous project in the introduction, and now we will start with the startup page of robot structural analysis. All you need to do is just click on new and click on RC elements design, as in the previous video on reinforced concrete beams. Now the only difference is that we will click on new column instead of new beam over here. And you'll be greeted by this column over here. So typically you'll start at this height. So let's first adjust the parameters of the column in terms of its geometry. So let's click on this column geometry button over here at the right. And you can see the breadth and height of the column over here. So let's adjust that to 50 centimeters in this case. And HC is the height of the column. So you can see in this diagram over here, HC measures from the base of the column to the top of it, which coincides with the top of the slab. So in this tutorial, I will key in 4 meters over here. And I will make the assumption that the beam depth would be 0.6 meters here, and the thickness of the slab is 15 centimeters. So HS over here is the height of the slab, HB is the height of the beam. So click on OK. And robot structural analysis would have automatically adjusted the column size, slab thickness, and the beam thickness automatically. So now let's proceed to the middle right button over here called typical reinforcement. So again, we can see the column geometry that we have just edited. Let's proceed to the bars section over here. So right now my rebar is based on the US sizes. So you can go to the tools, drop down here and click on job preferences, and left click on the databases drop down, reinforcing bars over here. Click on add new database, so you can add in ACI metric, or you can use British standards over here. So I'll use British standards for now and set as current database and OK. So moving back to typical reinforcement, now I can see the typical metric rebar sizes for Eurocode or British standards. So let's choose a 20mm rebar over here and just leave it as 500 grade rebar. You can choose to have hooks at the bottom or the top of the column rebar. So let's say in this case I want a 90-degree hook at the base of the rebar. So I can just click on 90 over here on this drop down. And let's start with 4 and 4 number of bars. So you'll have 4 number of bars going this way and 4 going downwards over here. And you can see how many rebar we have in the additional stirrups tab. You can see 4 going across and 4 going down. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 20mm rebar. So let's move on to the stirrups. So let's choose a 12mm stirrup over here. And you can either choose this stirrup type or this second type over here. For the distribution, I'll just keep it simple and just use the uniform spacing and key in 5 centimeters over here. And just click on OK. So you'll have this pop up over here. It's nothing to worry about. We'll get to that later. So let's proceed to Storey Parameters over here. So let's put it at XC1. I have explained it in the previous video, but I'll just put it in the top left or top right section the table concerning environment class and just click on OK. Oh, forgot to mention something else here. So concrete age is 28 days, which is standard, and concrete age after erecting a structure, you can just leave it as the default over here. And relative humidity, you can just leave it as default as well. And you can just keep it as a S1 structure class. So let's move on to calculation options. So for the method of calculating biaxially bent rectangular columns, you can typically see this equation in textbooks. So let's choose this option for this video. And for this option over here, simplified second order analysis, just use nominal stiffness. And you can click on seismic design over here. You can choose moderate ductility class and OK. In the advanced options, you can choose shear considered, cracking considered, and stresses considered. So you can check for shear, for example. And don't check on precast column if you want the column to be cast in situ. So for the concrete, I will choose a concrete 4 KSI over here, which is about close to 28 megapascals here. And for the rebar, you can see we have selected all the possible rebar sizes here that robot can use. Same goes for the transversal reinforcements. So we've selected all the rebar sizes for both longitudinal and transversal reinforcement. So click on OK. And let's click on reinforcement pattern over here. So over here you can choose the diameter of your corner rebar over here. So you can put in a maximum number of bars in a bundle. So you can just leave it as 1 for now. For transversal rebar, there's nothing to change over here other than the setting over here, which is ties up to beam, which is typical. And we don't have to touch the dowel bars and shapes. We can just leave it as is. So moving on to buckling length, we can apply these initial settings first. And now let's define the loads. So I have predefined a 1000 kilonewton dead load and a 500 kilonewton live load over here. So let's click on close. And we can proceed to the calculation over here. So just keep existing reinforcement and calculate. Oh, it appears that robot has not actually put in the reinforcement. So let's proceed to the column reinforcement tab over here and select the typical reinforcement. So we've already set it up correctly for the first try. So let's click on OK. And it says unsatisfactory load capacity of the column. So let's click on OK for now. Click on column results. We don't have anything yet. So let's try calculate it and keep the existing reinforcement. So we still have this issue over here. And we have to note that we have tension in the column. So let's click on OK for now. So let's see what is the issue. So at ULS with the factor of safety of 1.35 for the dead load and 1.5 for the live load, you can see that our axial resistance to the axial force is less than 1, so that's not good. So let's try to see the dead load on its own. Yeah, essentially it can only handle the dead load on its own. With the additional live load, it just can't take it. So let's go back to column reinforcement here and click on typical reinforcement. We will need to increase the number of bars. Click on OK and let's calculate it right now. So let's see if robot actually changed it for us. So it's still 4, so not correct. So let's select everything and delete and retry this process once again. So click on OK. OK, and click on calculation here and keep existing reinforcement, calculate. So we don't have any issue concerning the capacity other than this stirrup spacing is incorrect. We just need to check on the axial and bending moment diagram over here, or the interaction diagram. So as you can see, with the 1.35 factor of safety for the dead load and 1.5 for the live load, you can see that the axial resistance exceed design axial load. So it only exceeds it by a smidge, so it's probably a better idea to increase the number of rebar, or in this case, let's try a bigger rebar over here, 25 millimeter. So click on OK. So just delete this first. Click on OK. OK once more, and let's click on calculate here. And click on OK once more. So column results right now, we can see that the design axial force of 2,100 kilonewtons in tension is far exceeded by the column capacity, which is almost 3,500 over here. So you can see for yourself. That's pretty much the basics to designing a reinforced concrete column in robot structural analysis. So it is an iterative process, and it's best to also check with your hand calculations. If you enjoyed this tutorial, like this tutorial, subscribe to this channel for more civil engineering related tutorials like this. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.